Lesson 10, Low and High Etude. This one is really difficult, probably way more difficult than we should be in this book, but it's a challenge for the following reason. You have a lot of string crossing, so you really have to be mindful of using your hand, pivoting at the wrist, not using the whole body, as well as you have a lot of switches between high threes, regular threes, and then high twos and low twos. There's a lot of changes here. I'm going to play through first slowly, and then I will play through what I would consider the target speed. So this is lesson 10, low and high etude, and etude is just French for an exercise or a study. So this is number 10, slowly. So this is quite challenging. I'm going to play through the first line and go through what the challenges are. And towards the end, in line 4, there's actually something that's called half position. We haven't gotten into it yet, but again, these are just little previews of what's to come. So at the beginning, we have to use 1 on D and pinky on A. Now there's no fingering in here, but imagine playing this with open E's. Very, very messy and pretty much impossible to play musically and well. So the first challenge is you have to what's called to play an octave, right? Octave is octagon, octave is 8 notes, and E to E, if you play 1 on D and the pinky on A, that's an octave. So you have to put 1 on D and pinky on A down. That's the first challenge. Then right away you have high 3. So if you're not careful, you're going to play the F sharp really high because not only did you have to stretch your pinky, you also have to stretch your 3. So after stretching your pinky, after stretching your 3, you have to bring back the high 2. And this is a regular 3. You have to switch. There's a change. You go from high 3 on A to a regular 3 on D. Open A. Stretch your 3. Now it's a low 2. So low 2 to high 3 is a whole and a half step. It's a huge distance. So you have to relax. So this is from open A, stretch your pinky, high 3 stretch, pinky, pull way back. Relax your hand, pull way back, stretch your pinky, same thing, high 3, relax. You'll notice how I'm keeping my pinky on the A string and I'm pulling down on the D string and I'm making sure I listen for that force vibration. I'm pulling the regular 3 and D down, back to high 3. If you remember that the accidental lasted for the entire measure, so a lot of changes. So this is the third measure of the piece. High 3, regular 3, high 2, high 3, back to regular 3, pinky. So that's the tricky part there. When we get to the third line, the key is to keep your fingers down. There's string crossing, but you're going to keep your left fingers down. So for example, I'm not going to pick up on 1. I'm going to keep it down, 3 on D. I'm going to keep my pinky down, stretch and keep the 3 down in the 2. 1, I'm going to leave that lower note down. I'm not picking it up. High 3, regular 3. So you notice there is a lot of changes. Now let's take a look at 1, 2, 3, 4, the fourth line. So the 4 notes before are, so we just played 1 on the D string, 1 on the A string. You notice how I didn't jump around, I just slid my finger from one to the other. Now, instead of playing a low one and then regular one, low one, here's what we're going to do. Again, this is 4 notes before the 4th line. I'm going to slide my 1 back away from me. I'm going to squeeze my 2, what's called a half position. So my low 1 and 2 are squeezed. The 2 is in place of B. So if you play a low 1, you squeeze the 2 and you put the 2 on the first mark. You don't have to move your 1 around. And then you slide up. All right, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, the 4th line of number 10 in their violin class book 3. We slid the 1 down into half position, low 1, and we squeeze the 2 and placing the 2 on B. So it's the 2nd finger on the first tape, which means we're in half position. We're sliding back to 1, 1. And then this is the 4th line, 1, 2, 3. The 3rd measure is just 1 note, so we're going to pull the 1 back and stretch the high 2. So here, that D sharp, this is the 4th line, 3rd measure of the 4th line in number 10. That D sharp, we're going to pull the 1 back low. But then afterwards, we have a high 2, so we have to stretch extra for the high 2, otherwise it will be flat. And then after the high 2, we go back to normal fingers. So here's the target speed. Let's get a metronome and let's get an actual tempo for you here because there are no markings. So this is 112. So here is arguably your first very difficult piece in this entire series. Number 10, up to speed, what quarter note equals 110? So do your best. There's a lot of new techniques in here. Again, this was a challenge piece to challenge you from all of the easy songs here. Practice, write anything you need to, or you can skip this piece and come back to it later. That's totally fine. There's more than plenty of exercises and etudes and easy songs. If you feel like you're getting bored or it's overwhelming, skip ahead to the next part and it will be nice and easy. Thanks for watching. I hope you're finding this helpful. I'll see you in the next video.